One. Hello. Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday. That's right. We're going back live. It's Mauricio Mejia live. Today is Wednesday the 6th. How can I forget? Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. What an amazing time we had over at Chacho's in downtown San Jose. We definitely opened up our doors and had a good time. Though it was a takeout only, the team came together and we pulled it off. So want to thank everyone that joined us yesterday in San Jose over at our restaurant Chacho's in downtown San Jose. Want to thank everyone that came out and supported. Small businesses are going to need all of our support right now. So again, thank you everyone they came out and supported us. Continue to support. We're open on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday from 11 to I think it's 7 or 8 o'clock. Definitely can check on the website. But again, thank you, everyone. And, I hope that everyone is doing well during this quarantine time. We're going into this Friday will be week number 8. And we've seen how people have been getting a little antsy and a little bit, wanting to be getting out of the house. And I get it. We're all human beings. We all, we're used to a certain lifestyle, but we just got to make sure that we're protected and that we continue to do the right thing. So I'm excited about today's guest. But before we go there, I want to say thank you to last week's guest, an amazing woman, Zaira Ramos. And I got to be like really dramatic, like Zaira Ramos. Amazing woman, Latina, strong, very powerful woman here in the Silicon Valley, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and we call her the Latina CEO. So super excited that we had her. And tonight I'm bringing a mover, a shaker, this guy, he's my brother from another mother from the East Coast, lives in Miami. When I go to Miami, I have a second home in Miami. I stay with him. And of course, his other half, I'm not stay with him. I'll make sure that we make it clear because this is how rumors get started. But my boy, Milton Olave, he's an entrepreneur. He is a business and sales strategist, top business and sales strategist. Took a company out of Mexico, and I'll let him go into it and give all the details. But took this company from a small company to a 750 million plus making company in Mexico, and he's a former Tony Robbins peak performer. He worked with Tony Robbins, and I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I believe in Tony Robbins. I believe in the things that he teaches. And I'm very excited that I'm going to have him on my show today and share some strategy, share some entrepreneur spirit strategies and just ways to go. So we're waiting for him to jump on board right now. And as soon as I get him on, we're gonna bring him on board. Make sure to do me a favor if you like obviously what you're seeing, share it so that we can get more people on board and have fun with this. So let's see where he's at right now. Man. Technology is supposed to be easy, but this thing makes it difficult here. I'm going to call him up. Okay, we're live right now, so is Milton on board? Because we're live. We're ready to go. Yes, ya está listo. All right, here we go. He's jumping on board. He was having some technical difficulties. It's 7 p.m. here in California, and it's 10 p.m. in the East Coast in Miami. So we're excited to have, again, Milton Olave is going to be jumping on board. Great strategist, great business strategist, entrepreneur. And again, last week we had Zaira Ramos, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and Latina CEO. And some of my upcoming guests that I have, a good friend of mine, he used to come back when I had the vault back in my nightclub entertainment days. One of our top customers, or really part of the family, Shervin Roof Parvar. He's also, you know him as Shervin on the Shaws of Sunset, the TV show. He's on the show, and he'll be on next week with me. And then the following week, I'm going to have my boy Ruben Resendez, entrepreneur here in the Silicon Valley, has a very successful entrepreneur, and we're looking forward to share his story with us. So again, just waiting right now, really quick, to get my boy on the back in here, and we will get him on board. So meanwhile, let's get some comments. If anybody's going to have any questions, make sure to drop them on the comments, and we'll do a little quick test. Make sure that people can see that. And again, I know we got James Moore that's going to be joining us today. I'm looking forward to doing some work with him. He's got a very successful business out in here in Silicon Valley, so I'm looking forward to teaming up with him and doing some stuff, some strategies. And again, we'll see what's going on. All right, let's see what's happening here. Slowing the show down. Sorry about that, guys. I hope we'll let while people are jumping on board as well. We'll see what happens here. I posted today kind of an interesting video. Again, I'm going to let you guys make a decision for yourself. I'm not swinging either way, but there was a Dr. Judy Mikovits where they talk about exposing Dr. Fauci. But, there's a bunch of conspiracy things going on around right now because everyone is just trying to figure what the next move is going to be for this country. So I like to roll down the middle, and I like to let people have to make their own decisions. I don't get into the politics too much, and I won't get into the politics here on my show, just because that's something personal, and it's like religion and politics don't belong here. So anyhow, let's double check here really quick again and see what's going on, and see maybe we have to troubleshoot with these guys. Oye, mi niño, we're live right now, man. What's going on with you guys over there?
Yeah, we're trying to access it, brother. Google Chrome, Firefox is
Okay. All right, there we go. You're popping up right now. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right. So just in a few minutes, we're going to be, well, here we go. Actually, he's on now. Hold on. Hey. We're just gonna bring you on board, hot and ready, man. What's going on over there?
Oh man, brother, it's the Miami Heat, bro. It's Miami.
Hey, you're already you look like you're sweating over there. It's all the humidity in Miami, man.
It was sweating bullets. I was actually
wow,
walk, which is pretty cool, bro. And
so
here we are, excited to be with you.
So I'll give you a quick second to settle in. You got your microphone check. We're good. Your camera looks great, man. This is I was just talking about the hype, and I was like, man, I don't want to give all the goodies without you being on here. So really quick, again, everybody, this is a good friend of mine. Not only has he become a good friend, a family, but he's also become a mentor and a coach of mine. So Milton, we got to meet a couple years ago through a mutual friend. Kyle introduced us. And Kyle, is a very successful young business entrepreneur here in the Silicon Valley, and he made the connection. And then you and I, you were working. I think that was the last year you were working with Tony Robbins, and from that point on, we just became friends. And then I came and visited you a couple of times in Miami, and I told everyone earlier that Miami's my second home, and I come and stay with you. And I had to be very clear. I say stay with you and your other half because, this is how the rumors start. I don't want people to make assumptions here. So, but anyhow, I'm excited to have you on my show today, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of the knowledge that you have with the people that are going to be watching. And really quick too, if you want, you can go to my Facebook page and you can share it on yours. So anybody that's following you will see that you shared it, and then they'll jump on board since we're doing it direct from my Facebook Live. So I'll also, after we're done with it, I'll send you the link for the YouTube so that way you can post the YouTube. So I'll give you a little basis on the show. We do things a little bit unorthodox here. It's normally we start at 7 and we'll end by 7:30, but because the conversations get so good, we'll go till 7:45. There's no end time. Definitely before 8 o'clock we'll be done. But I want people to get the real raw side of what it takes to be an entrepreneur, a businessman, a businesswoman, a leader, a strategist, whatever we want to call it, whatever labels we want to put on it. But again, I want to introduce you again to the world, Silicon Valley, from Miami to San Jose, here in downtown San Jose. Milton Olave, an entrepreneur, business, a sales strategist. And again, you were one of the top guys, the top dogs for Tony Robbins, man. So welcome to my show, Milton.
I appreciate that, man. Well, thank you for the invite, bro, and big up to you for putting it together. I think that we're in times where we need these kind of shows to not only comfort us, but also, we're in a time of connection. Look, we've been on lockdown for the past 45, going on 60 days and perhaps longer here. And I think that, we're all yearning, not just any old connection, but sound connection that can connect with us in our next level. So I'm honored to be here, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, man. Well, and it's actually an honor to have you here with us this evening and going to share some nuggets with us. So, let's talk about obviously you've had many years of experience in business. You've coached many people in business. Let's talk about the areas that you coached in, because here in the Silicon Valley, that we have a lot of entrepreneurs. We're like the mecca of entrepreneurs and thinking. There's more millionaires and billionaires per capita here in this valley. Not that that's the most important, but it's just obviously there's a reason for it that is happening here. There's a lot of brain trust that's happening here, and there's a lot of major companies that are headquartered here. While you were living here for a time, I mean, you got to see Google, Facebook. You got to see all the major companies that were here. I mean, downtown, right behind me, is the headquarters for Zoom. I mean, how crazy is that? I mean, I'm surrounded by all that. But while you were here and you were sharing your story, share about what your background and give us a little bit background about you. Where are you from? Estás casado, estás soltero. Nah, just I know Sandra's there, so I'm just teasing. But le manda salud y un abrazo. Let's talk about it, man. You're here. Give us your background.
Absolutely, brother. Well, listen, originally from Colombia, kind of crazy, right? I got here to the States 40 years ago, and I think, and I got to tell this story because what defined my life the minute I came to this country 40 years ago from Colombia, it's what still defines my life today. And go figure, I did not know that way back then. But that symbol that I saw upon getting to New Jersey, I grew up in New Jersey, actually came here, as I said, 40 years ago. And it was quite the trek, brother, the whole illegal trek, through Bahamas and, came up to, up I-95 into Jersey and, the whole thing. But that symbol that I'm talking about was that I saw this helmet, right? And it was the Dallas Cowboy symbol. I'm a big Cowboy fan. And I saw this star, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to end the show because
I'm
sorry. The show's over now. No Dallas Cowboy fans here. I'm a 49er fan, bro, and you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. You just
yeah.
All right. Back in state. Tell your story. I'm sorry.
It was the symbol. It's been said that symbols connect with us more than words, brother. And I saw that symbol, and I just asked myself, how can I be that shining star in people's lives? As crazy as it sounds, way back, to the age of 8. And, fast forward, 40 years into the picture, that's what's literally defined my life. How can I make a difference? Not how can I be the star, but how can I make other people shine? And long and behold, at the age of 21, I started getting uncomfortable. I was going to study nutrition and dietetics at a place called Montclair State University in New Jersey. I started getting a little bit uncomfortable just because of the conversations that were going on around me. Started reading books. I started becoming aware that, the education that I had just gotten to that point was going to prepare me for a job. And if I wanted to go bigger, better, faster, that I needed to go and seek other education. And I, went out and, thank God, there was this lady from the Bahamas that I ran into in a place called West Florence, New Jersey. And she was talking about seminars. She was talking about, how it is that, we can prepare now. Back then, she says, this stuff may not help you now, but down the road is going to help you. It's going to prepare you for a lot of the lickings that life is going to give us. And I did not know what kind of lickings she was talking about. But I'll tell you what, I've experienced, just like many of you on the line, a whole lot of them. And I delved into the whole personal development industry at the age of 21, 22, brother. I remember, and please, no pun intended, but, we call it the snow caps, in Jersey. I would go to seminars. A lot of people were older than me, and I was the younger version, or the youngest person in that room. And people would say, why are you here? Older people studying, all kinds of different things, finances, leadership, name it, And I said, look, I just want to learn. I heard that, education, that, formal education prepares you for a job, and education beyond formal education prepares you to really create the lifestyle that you want. And I said, that's what I want. And I'll tell this story real quick, Mauricio, because I think the defining moment was when my dad, my dad Armando. Okay, so if you guys got a dad name by the name of Armando out there, big up to you guys. He said, "Son, I got you a job." I had just finished college. He said, "I got you a job." I said, "Got me a job where?" He says, "Unloading the very same trucks that I drive." He drove 35 years. He drove a truck for 35 years. And that's where I knew, brother. I mean, it was our first conflict ever. That's where I knew that I literally, with a whole lot of love, I needed to seek out other mentors, and that I did. And of course, I became obsessed with a whole, leadership. And Tony Robbins was like the only guy. We're talking about 27 years ago, 20 something years ago. He was like the only guy. And I went to a seminar in Secaucus, New Jersey, and I said, "How do I do that?" I said, "That's what I want to do." Did not know how, but guess what? Asking you shall receive. As you think about, you bring about, and then down the road, I found myself working for Tony. Long and behold, I did not know, Mauro, I was going to stick around for 15 years, 15, on and off, doing special projects, doing seminars all over the country, working with over 200,000 plus entrepreneurs, and going over to Mexico and helping companies increase their revenue. So it's been quite a ride, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, brother.
That's amazing, man. I remember my first introduction to Tony Robbins. I was a young kid in the streets of LA, and I remember it was where he was doing an infomercial, and he said, "Where there's a will, there's a way." And for some reason, that saying embedded in my mind, and it became an anchor, and it really was a driving force to where I'm at today, through the successes, through the peaks and valleys, and it really taught me a lot. And I just remember, I mean, Tony Robbins to this day is still a big influence, and what he teaches and stuff like that. So it's a strong mindset, and like all of us right now, this world is upside down. We're and when I say upside down, it just means that we're going through some changes, some evolutions, and as an entrepreneur, it's the last time I felt something like this so powerful was in 2008, and it was crazy to go through that experience. And here we have to navigate through these waters, and we don't have a choice. We have to navigate. If you don't navigate through these waters, then you're done. And I think that that's really where people like you that come on board and share some of the mindsets and the strategies, and if we can plant these seeds on people that are that are out here, we can make an impact. I always tell people, the dollars behind my name is not what define me. It's the impact. It's what I do with it. So, and I know you're a human being that wants to make a big impact, and that's why you've done it for so many years. So you've done it. You're an entrepreneur. You've been a business strategist, a sales strategist for major companies around the world. You've taught. You've probably mentored many entrepreneurs. You're a peak performer for Tony Robbins. What are you doing now? Because I know you have your own program. You have the 3% rule. I remember when we were sitting down in my office in downtown San Jose, when you saw the sign behind me, the one that says 97% of the people that quit are ran by the 3% of the people that didn't quit. So give us a little background. I know you're also an author. I see your book in the background. I got my book in the background too. A little self promotion here.
I got you, brother.
I have to send you a signed copy. So Smoke and Mirrors is doing well, and I know you've written a couple of books. So tell us about what you got going on.
Yeah, listen. Dollars follow value. I'll say it again. Dollars follow value. And I think that this is a good time for us to really dig deep and figure out what is that value that we can bring to the table in the marketplace. What is that much needed solution? In other words, these days we're operating under a situation where if you thought you had everything dialed in terms of the problems you were solving for your customers, now you got to reinvent yourself. And that's where I say to people, hey, what can you do now to even become more valuable? And beyond that, go a little deeper, several layers deeper, and figure out what are the problems that COVID-19 has created for people now. Because I think that's where the opportunity lies. In the industry around, They are either going to have to innovate or they're going to be extinct, if we can say that. There's already, new trends and new industries that are popping, and that's where, we talk about, how can we pivot and how can we shift quickly, right? And that's where we, bring to the table these tools. What you're alluding to is the 3% formula. And Mauricio, what, you and I were talking about before, because man, I've learned a lot from you as well. And please allow me to tell that story. The very first time that I met you, I said, there's something good about to happen here. And I woke up the notebook and I got a pen and I said, man, I'm gonna learn this from this bad boy here. These boys in the West Coast, they're like, they're awesome,
Oh, bro, we bring the heat, bro. These Latinos from here, especially the Southern California, and then I come up to Northern California. I'm bringing that LA edge, man. So and then I gotta feel competitive because they're like, oh, there's some Latino from Miami here. I'm like, whatever, bro. I gotta bring in the heat.
So good, bro.
I brought the sauce.
So good, bro. So good. We're uniting, helping each other out, but we're strong.
Yes.
When
Absolutely.
we unite, So, basically you and I were talking about 3% of the people making 97% of the money. And, that reigns supreme across the board, whether you're in real estate, whether, you're a doctor, whether you own a restaurant, 3% of the restaurants have 97% of the clientele coming to them. The question is why? What is it that they know and do that the others perhaps are not doing, or perhaps, the biggest, ignorance factor out there. I'd say that there's a lot of people that know what to do. They just don't do what they know. And that's why we come on board and we support today's entrepreneur with a series of tools. That's what it is. It's the mindset. I think the mindset is going to be around, generation after generation, because let's face it, that's where it all, evolves and starts. And that's where, like if you're looking for a change, if you're on this phone call, and you're looking for, en español lo llamamos esa metamorfosis, ¿cierto? Esa metamorfosis, ese cambio. You're looking to really do that quantum leap. You're looking to go from A to B, B to C, and you're looking to pivot quickly. It's all mindset. All mindset is asking yourself the right questions. And before I give it right back to you, it's really asking yourself that very basic question, And that basic question is, what do I want? I remember, and you probably heard the stories of, back in the day, Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi, right after the team had won the Super Bowl, he would bring him in first day of, football camp once again. And he said, hey guys, today we're going to study football. He would show them the ball. This is a football. They just won the Super Bowl. Go figure. And he's going back to the basics. And I think that that's what we got to do these days. We got to go back to the basics. We got to ask ourselves, you know what, man, what do I really want?
That's right.
After we ask ourselves, what do I really want? Is ask ourselves, who is it that I want to serve? And what is it that I need to serve them with? And how am I going to serve them? And how is the whole internet, the whole digital world. I just made a distinction, Mauricio. I've been in this analog, meaning, this offline world. And it's time to pivot and time to pivot.
Ooh.
So that's what I mean about the how,
Yes.
What you're doing. It's getting out there, getting beyond the fear. It's, pushing off the fear and saying, you know what, man, at first I won't be great at it, but as they say, you don't have to be great to get started. You got to get started to be great, and how is it that we can muster up enough confidence to get ourselves out there? How can we get ourselves off of safety, get our foot off of first base and just lean towards what it is that we want? And that's a big call out to all of you out there. I'll tell you one thing, the past 5-6 weeks for me has been leaning towards what it is that I want. There's been a lot of things that I don't know, but yet, I've made some very critical, some crucial investments in myself, in my know-how. Why? Because look, I'm only as good as the next piece of information relevant today that I get into my brain.
Yes.
And most importantly, I put into action, Mauricio. So
That's right. That's right.
Say something else real quick, Mauricio. I mean, these days.
No, please, man. This is we're sharing the stage right now. We're sharing the stage, brother. We're sharing the stage. Yes.
These days it's gonna be so easy to become successful. So easy, bro. Because if people were fearful then, you can only imagine what this did for people. People have actually over the past, 3-4 weeks, they took themselves from being on the field to going to the bleachers. So, out of sight, out of mind, that what you felt you lose. So if people were fearful then, all right, imagine all the fear, all the uncertainty that they built up in the past 3-4 weeks. And that's where I say to people that if you're willing to step away from safety, if you're willing to take the steps, if you're willing to, as they say, in order to be great, you gotta be, good. And before you're good, you gotta be bad. If you're willing to be bad, to go through the good phases, to be great, to eventually just crush it. Listen, it's inevitable. Just because there's a lot of people that are not going to answer the call of the 12th round. This is round.
That's right.
And it's only for those people that are fit mentally, those people that are, emotionally charged and connected and operate under the belief that, one step even in the wrong direction is better than no step at all. This world is now for those people. I'll give it right back to you, Mauricio. Is for those people that are willing to go beyond the thoughts of what other people are going to think about them. In other words, this is the time to really, tool up, get yourself out there, and just take massive and compelling action. It's because a lot of people won't.
That's right.
People that are going to be wanting to do things, but for whatever reason, fear will get the best of them.
That's right.
I'll do it tomorrow, and all these things that you and I know that have been people for many years.
I agree, and you know what, Milton, I 100% of everything that you said, I believe. Right now, this Friday will be for California. It'll be week number 8 of being quarantined and being isolated. For me, I've taken the time to the first 2 weeks. I was like, is this really happening? Then I broke it down to the 2 weeks, week number 3 and 4. I was like, whoa, this is really happening. And then week number 5 and 6, I'm like, we need to start to really pivot and start making some changes. As you know, I my background, I have multiple businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love business. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. I love success. I love to be competitive. I adapted. I had last year, I was a part of a company that that I pivoted away from. And now I started my own company. We just launched on May 1st, my brand new company called CalX, California Labor Exchange or California Exchange. And basically what we're doing is we're going to go into the buildings. We're going to assist these big companies in cleaning out their buildings because of the preemptive, the viral outbreaks and so forth. Why? Because fear has been used and been planted in their minds now that they don't know if these buildings are safe. Well, so there's opportunity in that. And in order to see the opportunity, you have to pivot. And from that point on, we're now utilizing that. And we're looking at by June 1st, mid-June, the company will be fully launched. Right now, we're finishing up the infrastructure. But going to what you're saying about fear to me is a weapon of mass destruction. And if it is unleashed and we don't know how to tame that fear, it will eat us up, and fear will cripple anybody. I don't care who it is. If you do not know how to control that fear, it will eat you up and it will cripple you and you will paralyze yourself. And you cannot be afraid of that. I do a show on Tuesdays with my partner in crime, Carmen Milagro, and one of the topics we talked about was fear. And one of the bullet points, and really what we wanted to push out is that fear is crazy, man. I always like to watch that one of my favorite movies was that one by Mel Gibson, Apocalypse, where it's the Mayans, back in the day, and where the father tells the son, you can see that the son gets scared, but the father tells him, hey, don't bring that into this tribe, because if you bring fear, it's contagious. And I believe that in order for all of us to power through this time right now, we have to be fearless, we have to be relentless, and we need to go power through it. Brute force. If you want it, you have to go after it. I'm kind of happy. I don't want to say happy because I don't want to be misconstrued, but the TMZ days where these young entrepreneurs, these people that want to go out there and pose, and they spend more time on Snapchat. They want to promote to the world that they are something not fully yet. Their intent is positive, but it's not yet. Those TMZ days are over. Those little like self satisfaction moments are done. This is where where you separate the true entrepreneurs from the wantrepreneurs. And I think that this is why it's important that we come together and we start sharing our network. And, again, Milton, you've been an inspiration to me, man, and you've been a great motivator, because there's moments where I'm like, all right, let me, I'll share the story. I remember when that breakup in my office happened, and I was just so disappointed. I said, my business partner betrayed me, my family betrayed me, my nephew betrayed me, all these people betrayed me. And I remember you saying, it was like, whoa, 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 stop, stop, stop. And I'm like, what? And you're like, first of all, Mauricio, you're my brother. I love you. My brother from another mother. And you said to me, first of all, no one has betrayed you. Your partners haven't betrayed you. No one has abandoned you. The self-pity stops now. And what you said to me was the key, because it was like a slap in the face. It was, first of all, it was their time in your life has just now expired. And you said it in a way that I was like, whoa. It was just that they were just, their time in my life was just done. It was time to move on. And I remember that. And for the last 8 months, I was just really just cleansing my mind and really just thinking, I'm like, and being very grateful for the things that I do have and the opportunities and the mind that I have, the mindset and the experiences that I have. And I remember when you checked me on that, I was like, man, I respected you even more, because I want people and friends and people that are around me in my circle, whether you're in my social media circle or you're my friend, I want people to tell me the truth, because I only learn from the truth. I learn from the black and white. I don't, if you're going to sugarcoat shit and tell me, the things that, I might want to hear, you're doing the friendship and me a disjustice. So that's why that's why for us to be here tonight, it excites me. I get chills, man. I'm like, because I can feel our energy, man. And I know that we're going to do some great things. I can't wait to start when things get back to a little bit more normalcy, or maybe this becomes a norm, but us going around the world, sharing our knowledge and making an impact around the world, man. So
absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
I'm excited about that, man. So
yeah, you bet, man. You bet, man. And thank you for listening, because that day, you were in a very unresourceful state, and when I looked at that, I said, wait a second, this is my homie, this is my boy. I can't leave him in the dirt. I can't leave him in the mud, And I said, bro, you know what? Everything in life has an expiration date. If a gallon of milk expires, so does relationships in your life.
Yes.
It's important for us to get that out there to people, because perhaps they're clinging on to a door that already closed, and they're playing the blame game. They're showing up with that limitation, that orphan mentality. They did this, they did that. No, man. God, God, He wants to close that door. You're holding on to something that God just closed for you, brother. Why? Because He's got another door. He's got another door that's even more powerful, more compelling, that aligns even more with your passion, that aligns more with what it is that you are called to do. And it's very important, Mauricio, that we really help people out tonight. So those folks that tonight, man, you're holding on to things. It's time to let go. I gave that same conversation to a friend of mine today, Diana. She called me up. She says, look, my ex-husband died, and his mom doesn't want to give me part of the house. And I said, look, there's things that you could do. You can go fight that for the next 3 to 5 years. If you're not on the will, go. Or what you could do is you can move on. You can move.
Right.
You can make your ex-husband proud. He's up in heaven, being your biggest cheerleader, rooting you on. He doesn't want you to be sad. He doesn't want you to, be in strife. He wants to see you move forward.
Yes.
We can tell people today, if you're holding on to something and, for whatever reason, the conversation starts like, well, it ain't fair. You just don't understand. What I understand is that life is so frail these days.
Yes.
About 70-something thousand people that have died, and life is so frail for you to, sit on the bleachers and, camp out and say, poor me. It's like, no. Whatever it is that you have left, whether, the good Lord has you here for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, make the next 3 to 4 years the years where you dig in, you work hard to build that brand, to, create that footprint, so that when you do go down the road, man, they can call that street down the street, Maria Jimenez, street, because you did so significant that, a lot of people are going to continue to live out your memory. But that can only happen if you're willing to get yourself from out of safety. If you're willing
That's right. That's
to
right.
just say, you know what, man, I'm just gonna live my life, man. Despite what people say, despite what I even say about myself, I'm gonna go as I used to, you know, like when I used to do seminars with Tony Robbins. I used to tell entrepreneurs, and it's making the hard easy and the easy hard. You know, because if you continue to, you know, do what's easy, if you continue to procrastinate, tomorrow will be hard. Versus if you confront and you do what's hard now, tomorrow will be easy.
That's right.
So, en español hay un dicho, en Colombia hay un dicho que dice que mejor colorado una vez que seguir colorado. You know, it's better to just get it over with. You know, just go out there, man, and just, you know, like dig that root way out of the ground and just, you know, the soil to plant something good, you know, and new.
I'm a big believer that I like to face the fire head on. When there's a problem, the only way to solve a problem is to hit it face on, head on. When you let problems linger, they only get bigger. And Tony Robbins had a saying back in the day, you know, don't let the monster grow, kill the monster while it's little before it becomes a bigger problem. And for me, it's the truth. It's the facts. You know, in business, if you don't deal with the problem right away, the problem only prolongs and gets bigger. When you're in sports, and by the way, we got some great people that are watching right now. We got Zaida Ramos, a Latina entrepreneur here, very successful. She's into real estate, and they call her the Latina CEO. She's on board. We got a good friend, Ruben Guerrero, which is a brother to his famous boxing brother, the Ghost Guerrero. He's in here watching, and he understands competitiveness. He understands what it's like, and you know, he made a great point here. We got to change. We got to influence the young minds, and we got to be able to take them to the next level. But we have to be the examples. We have to lead by examples. And you know, so for me, it's when I see a problem arise, I like to go head on. You know, when the problems rose, and you know, internally, when I started to see the problems in my office, you know, I was hit blindsided because I was so focused on the bigger picture that I took my eyes off the stuff that was happening in close proximity.
Right.
So what happened by me doing that is that I then, when the things got out of control, I lost that focus. And now what I've done is I really sharpened myself. I really refocused myself. That you know, as we kicked off the new year, with a bang. We came in with some good energy, and then boom, you know, the COVID-19 kicked in, and you know, this stuff was already happening, but by the time they got to us, it was just a crazy problem.
Right.
You know, again, what I'm talking about, if they had handled this prior, when the problem was smaller, and people would have paid attention to it, we wouldn't be where we're at today. But we're here, and there's a reason for why we're here. And what we need to do from this point on is pivot and then come at it with full force. So I'm not afraid of the problems. I actually look forward to the problems because they only sharpen us. They make us better inside. And you understand that because, you know, again, we come from, you know, obviously you have a lot more thorough years of training and mindset. I'm just from experiences, you know, I'm here. And that's part of this. Is all this stuff that's happening is going to be part of the new content when I start writing my second book to Smoke and Mirrors, which is going to be called Smoke and Mirrors Still Standing. And you know, I'm so blessed to have people like you, friends like you, not people, friends like you, family like you that are in my life, because you continue to help me grow. I continue to share your knowledge with all the people that are watching us tonight. And again, we'll be able to watch us because we'll be both on YouTube and on Facebook. So, you know, just again, man, hey, te quiero mucho, cabrón, porque you got a big heart, and because we're Latinos, bro, la sangre llama, cabrón. La sangre latina aquí, man, con una fuerza, you know, we move mountains, we create that energy and that passion in what we do. So, you know, again, you know, whatever I can do to support you. And, you know, let's talk about a little bit of, you know, how people can reach out to you. I know you have a website too, right?
Absolutely.
What's your website?
Absolutely.
Well, what we'll do is we'll type it on the comments. Give me your website so that way I can.
You know, for you guys to learn a little bit of what it is that we're doing, and it's kind of crazy. By the way, the website is 3%latino.com. 3%latino.com.
So it's spelled out, right? Number 3.
The number 3 and then percent, PERCENT, latino.com. That's our event page. That's our sales funnel. And brother, we were all geared up, to do a major event here in Miami. It was going to be about 400, 500 people about a week ago. And long and behold, that's what happened. But nevertheless, you guys can also go to miltonolave.com, miltonolave.com. And one of the things that we're doing these days, Moto, I just tooled up with some very, very powerful mentors, and I want to, obviously you gotta give, people dues in terms of the fact that they burned it. I just hired a new mentor by the name of Pedro Adao. Pedro is just crushing it, brother, with something called sales challenges and entrepreneurial challenges. And that's what we're doing, brother. We really are embracing this period. And I hope you are, not only you, Moto, but everyone else out there, embrace this period, this season, right? Because this is a season where if you really get what this is all about, you can appeal to the world. It's no longer I can appeal to people right there in Silicon Valley. You can appeal to the power of the internet, doing things correctly, tooling up properly, going out there and getting the right mentors, the right coaches. You can appeal to the world, and I'm excited. Like you, listen, I'm not happy about what happened. But as they say, it's not what happens, but rather what you do and how you show up in terms of, your new mindset and a sense of reason why this happened. And I'm excited because my whole vision has pivoted. And I'm going to look back. I'll forever remember 2020. And I know that all of us will forever remember 2020, especially if we decide to do something with this moment. The moment that we can always point back to and say, you know what, man, that Q1 of 2020, it was kind of crazy. But I tell you what, this whole thing that I have now, who I am, how I show up, what we've been able to create, the many lives that we've been able to touch, all in all happened because I was able to really understand that we weren't going back to normality. There was going to be a new normal. And that I wanted to really, be part of this new explosion within this new normal, I had to and needed to show up with new things. So I couldn't urge everyone out there to embrace the moment, literally embrace it, man. If for whatever reason, 6 weeks, 7 weeks into the gig, you're still more or less saying, man, why does this happen? Or you're anxious to go back to work, I'm going to ask you to take the next 48, 72 hours to react your vision and ask yourself, how can I do what I do? How can I pivot a little bit more to make it reach out to the masses? Right? That's just the kind of world that we're in.
Well, and that's what we're gonna do. I mean, I've on Saturdays I'm doing we do a virtual concert, and we're using one of my other companies that I'm a part of, Latin Live, and we've been working with a local restaurant here, and actually a good friend of mine. His name is Ivan. Ivan's from Miami too. He's moved out here. He's working on some stuff. And we teamed up, and last week we were able to have Abel Talamantes, who is a former Menudo, MDO, and Cumbia Kings member. Right. And when we broadcasted him live, he reached out to his network, and I had people from Peru, from Colombia, from Venezuela, from around the world that were tuned in to this virtual concert. And I'm the host, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, wow, it was amazing to touch people around the world. Sure. Now imagine with entertainment, we're touching people around the world. How can we touch the world around the world with our message now and what we're doing? And that's really the impact that I want to do. Tonight, we're broadcasting live from Miami with you here in Silicon Valley. You're 3 hours ahead. So right now it's going to be 11 o'clock over there. Luckily you're a night owl. So you're going to work. Your entrepreneurs never sleep. We don't ever sleep. But it's just to show the commitment that we put into our work, into our passion of what we love to do, man. So, I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you made the time. Thank you very much again. And, we still have some minutes here. I'm in no rush. We're in 44 minutes, man. Time flies again. It really does. Nothing but great knowledge was shared here, to all the people that are out there. If anyone has any questions, you can post them here. Or they can reach you. I posted both your websites, 3%latino.com. I love that domain, by the way. That's a great name. And then, of course, miltonolave.com. They can reach you and they can send you questions. And then, obviously, I know you offer certain strategic mentorships and programs, and they can talk to you directly about it. But again, guys, we're going to be bringing powerful Latinos, powerful business people, both men and women. I got a great list of people that are going to be on the show. Some very powerful leaders that are women, and I'm excited because I learned from them as well. And I love to advocate for women. I grew up with a single mom, so I love that. And then my sister, she's a little badass. She's a deputy in LA County, so I'm inspired by it. So.
Well, you better be inspired, Mauro, because if you take a look at the fastest segment of growth in business, it's women, Latina women. That's the fastest segment of growth these days. So big up to all our fellow Latina women around the country that are listening, that grew up with entrepreneurship running through their veins, and now you're handling your business, as they say. So.
That's right.
I wanted, if I may, because I've been doing several things over the past, 5-6 weeks as well. Literally, burning the midnight oil, as they say, like burning at both ends. And part of that, what I've been doing as well, is really, I guess, showing up authentically from the perspective of not only tooling up, but making sure that everything is in order. Listen, the analogy that I can give you is that of you and I wanting to, plant, our avocados and our tomatoes, and we just went out to, the Central Valley there in Fresno. I'm going to use Fresno because, when I lived in California, I went to the Central Valley quite a bit, or maybe perhaps we go in the other direction. Help me out, Mauro. Starts with an S. Salinas,
Watsonville, Gilroy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember the garlic area, because you drive down, man, they smell real good like garlic. And imagine, going out there buying, all these amazing, super whole foods that are designed to just have you, like reinvigorate yourself and just give your body that oomph and that life that it deserves. But you come back and you plant it on dirty soil. And what I mean by that is that a lot of us, want to grow our business, create a business that really is an example in our industries, but yet we're not willing to go out there and clean up the messes. And what I mean by that is even something as simple as clean up your computer. What files can you get rid of? How can you show up in a more organized way? Also, if you're in business, kind of crazy. I did a P&L, profit and loss statement, and the balance sheet and all that, just because it was the right thing to do. If just like you and I drive a car, we look at our dashboard, and we identify, are we low on fuel? How is our oil? Are we going fast, slow, whatever it is? Well, if you're in business, these are the things you got to look at, because it's going to tell you what the health of your business really is. Are you on the right track? And in many situations, it's also going to reveal you to a very important thing. Should you close down that business? In other words, you look at things not worse than they are. You look at them exactly how they are, and you make some tough decisions to move forward. So I tell you that, Mauro, because, and I tell everybody that just because I've been really more or less doubling up, looking at all of my processes in my business, really making sure that I show up, authentic. Is my business registered? Am I all paid up in taxes? Everything that makes so much sense. So that if you have someone out there that wants to go look you up for whatever reason, wants to pull that rug from underneath your feet, they won't, because you're bulletproof, because you handle the little things up front. So I don't know why I'm compelled to tell you guys that. I tell you what, man, I think that the new economy that we're about to go into is for those people that show up totally authentically, that realize they're there to solve people's problems. They're not there to, cheat people, manipulate people. Rather, they're there because being in that client's life is gonna not only have that client's life be that much richer, that much more fulfilled, that much more protected. In other words, that's how we gotta show up. Because if for whatever reason you show up to this new normal economy or new normal world, it's a new norm, but you're still bringing the old you to the new norms.
Yeah, no way.
It ain't gonna happen, bro. So that's all these things so that you're able to really rise above the rest and just overall just stand out, man, and crush it. So.
And we have to do that. We for every time we go through a change like this, We need to power through. We need to come out stronger, better. The old ways are out. This is for those that have fallen asleep for the last 6-7 weeks. And when I say fallen asleep, where you didn't take this time serious, you've lost this time. You will never get this time back. And there will never be, I don't want to say never, that's a strong word, but there will not be another opportunity like this for a while. Because when we come out of this, we are especially the leaders that are going to get transformed out of this situation are going to come out strong, and we're not going to look back. We're going to go fast and furious with, of course, with the experience. We're going to be able to pay attention to the signs, the red flags that are coming up, and we'll know when to pull off the throttle so that we can slow down and make sure that we don't run those red lights. Again, I have opportunities coming at me every day. Trust me, if I had 20 of me, I would take them all. I have my board where I write down all the opportunities that came on, that are coming at me. I run my master list of all the people that are in my life. Very excited of some of the people that are going to be coming up on my show in the near future. I'm going to be having, believe it or not, I've confirmed it already, Stedman, Oprah's hubby. He's going to be on the show, so I'm excited to share the stage with him. There's going to be people that we're going to be able to bring on the show to help elevate those in our network and our reach. So Milton, tonight, man, thank you very much. You've been an amazing amazing person to have on the show tonight. I look forward to being on your show soon and sharing my knowledge with your people and porque puedo hablar español, puedo hablar con tu gente también. That's the talent, So I'm very excited about that. And, again, thank you very much for taking the time out of your evening. I know we don't pre-record. This is live. So, for you, it's late over there. But I'm sure the weather's beautiful, and I can't.
Miami. The craziest thing about Miami these days is that you go outside and you're like, man, there's no cars, there's no action, there's nothing happening. And you actually know that there's something going on, right? But nevertheless, the days are nice and sunny, which is really good, and we're just taking it in. Listen, I wanted to take an opportunity because some peeps in Colombia, big up to David Salazar back there in Pereira, Colombia. For those of you that know Colombia, that's the coffee section of the world. And we got, we got Susana, from Cuba. There's a lot of Cubans here in Miami,
Nice.
So, anyhow. And then big up to all you guys. I'm seeing John, from your backyard. We got Michael. We got John. What's up, John Velasquez in the house? We got James. We got Vanessa Morales. We got Lena Mendoza. What's going on? And all the different folks that we can't see. I see my sisters on in Jersey. What's up, baby sis? That's my little sister. But it's been such a gift, man, to be here with you guys and. Let's see, man. Just the only thing I can say to you is just, lean into your dreams. Yes. Lean into God. There's a reason why we're going through this. This is nothing more than a season. Summer, it's a season. Yes. This is a season, and it's a season to tool up. Yeah. The other seasons that you're gonna face, you're able to really, just crush it. And so, Mauro, big up to you, brother.
Yes, thank you very much, my brother. For being here this evening. I'm going to come back to you right now. We're going to wrap it up here. Give us what would be a power phrase right now? What would you say, your last words? And then I'll meet you in the backstage, but give us your last power words right now, man. Come on. Give us that Milton Olave, fire up. I'm not even going to go to sleep tonight because I'm going to go fired up.
Listen, man, you get a little older in life and you get a little spiritual and you realize that you got a calling. You start really asking the good Lord and asking God, what it is that he put you in this world for. And you start to realize that there's something out there called a vocation that you can really turn into your vacation. You really don't have to get up and answer the call just for money. You don't have to show up to a place, even if it's your own home office, just to do 8 hours of time. A lot of people that are, experiencing more freedom in jail and they're doing time. And, there's a lot of entrepreneurs as well, Mauro, that, they do time doing things that they don't want to do. And I think that this is a time for us to look inward and really, ask ourselves, what am I really here to do? We call it, you know, en español se dice el por, el para qué. You know, what am I here for and for what? And I think that if you know, get on your knees and you go deeper and, you know, ask, you know, the good Lord to come in and just enlighten you, really become your tag team partner, and help you to create that level of clarity. You know, the quicker you're able to do that, the faster you're going to be able to say no to a lot of the shiny objects. There's a whole bunch of, you know, businesses out there.
Yeah.
One thing, you know, not everything that gets presented to you te conviene. You know, no todo es lícito. En otras palabras, you know, it's not, you know, just because it's good, just because, you know, people are making money, maybe that's not you. You know, I've learned to say no over the past 5 weeks. You know, and I've gotten thrown a lot of different businesses, Mauro. All of them look good. I tell you what, Mauro, I decided to answer the call on my future. And, you know, I think that, you know, I'm the happiest, and I know that I'm the happiest when I'm doing me, when I actually get up every single day and I'm, you know, answering, you know, to my creator in terms of, hey, here I am, just anoint me, give me the grace that you need to give me for me to be able to identify what it is that you want me to do. Just go do it.
Yes.
I know that there's some spiritual folks here, just because I know our fellow Latinos, hey, if we didn't have, you know, our abuela, or if we didn't have, you know, our moms, you know, just speaking, you know, good into us. And that's the one thing that I'll tell you. Find out what you want, you know, find out what that calling is all about. Quit, you know, doing things that you know you weren't called to do. Find your who, create your what for that who, create your how you're going to be able to really get to those people. And just go hump it, man. Just do it. Be relentless, you know, and as they say, act as if you don't care what people think. And if you do that, man, you'll look back 5-10 years down the road and be like, hey, you know what? Life is good, man. So that's it, Mo.
I agree, man. Thank you so
I hope
much.
that was good. I know you were
No, man.
that powerful. Like,
No, bro. Hey, your words are powerful. You know, no matter what, man. It's the words are knowledge, and the words are powerful. You know, and I want to say thank you again for being here tonight with me, and thank you. Tell Sandra I said hello, un abrazo grande. For I know she's back there. She's the powerhouse over there, man. So she should be on camera right now, not you. Anyway, tell her I said hello, and I will see you soon in Miami, my brother. I promise. Like I said, Miami is my second home, and I love being there when I come home, and I love being with family over there. So thank you very much tonight, Milton.
You, bro. The chair misses you, bro.
Oh, no.
Chair?
Oh, God. Yeah.
No, you got a house here, bro.
I love that massage chair, bro. I think I knocked out on there. So, like, as soon as I landed on the plane, off the plane, I got there. Me dormí. Gone. So, anyways, my brother, I love you very much. Be safe. I'll follow up with you in a few. And thank you. Thank you very much again for being here tonight. Milton Olave, guys, make sure you guys can look him up. Go to miltonolave.com. Go to the 3%latino.com. Make sure that when you look him up, you're ready for what you're going to get, because you will get the heat. So anyway, thank you again, Milton, for being here with us. I appreciate you participating and being a part of the show. I want to thank everyone that joined us tonight. Thank you, everybody that left comments. I'll make sure to make some time to go through all the comments and reply back. I also want to let you know that up next week, I'm excited about my next guest. He was a star of the Shaws of Sunset. A good friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years. I've known him when I was in the club business. He used to come to the club. Him and his brothers, they're good people. Love it because they used to bring their Lamborghinis and all their fun toys to the club, and we used to just have a big ball. So next week's guest, Shervin Ruparvar. I had to call him and say, hey, dude, I want to make sure that I say your last name right, because I've always called you Shervin, and he's going to be my next guest next week. And then the following week, I got another good friend of mine from the Silicon Valley, another entrepreneur, Ruben Resendez. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Mauricio Mejia live from Silicon Valley. This is how we do it every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Also, you can catch me on Tuesday nights with my partner in crime, Carmen Milagro. She runs that show. I'm the co-host on it, and she's doing an amazing job. We're doing an amazing job together. Her messaging and her points, everything that we're looking to do, it's growing organically too. Also, guys, we do every Saturday. We do our concert, our virtual concert. I've teamed up with El Jardín inside of Santana Row here in downtown or in San Jose, not downtown. We broadcast from here, from my home, and we got this week we got a badass band. So make sure to go to El Jardín Tequila Bar on Facebook or look them up, Google them. Also, don't forget every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Chacho's is open from 11 to 7. And if you don't like Mexican food or you don't want to go to Chacho's because you've had it too much, make sure that you support all other local businesses. We are going to, because we're Chacho's, we're going to need your support in order to survive. And really, it's not just for us, but it's for the people that work for our company, and also the people that are working at these other restaurants. They're going to need our support. There's another thing. One of my boys was Sam Sky put on, about local DJs. When the entertainment industry comes back together, I'd like to see a movement where we start to support our local DJs and making sure that we support local music as well, because this has been an eye-opener for a lot of people, and it's going to reset the entertainment industry. It's going to reset the sports industry. It's going to reset the concerts. It's going to basically, this is a global reset. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. We broke records. We did an hour tonight, and I just want to say thank you very much to everybody. Make sure that if you have any questions, you can direct message me. You can send me an email. My emails are listed on Facebook. You can find me on my social media, Instagram at Mauricio Mejia. Facebook, obviously, people that are here, you can share. And then on my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you again, everyone. I'll see you next Wednesday. Good night.